So this absolute beauty came through the post yesterday. Magnificent piece of art. And I was going to wear it for some videos, today's video, but I just don't feel like it. Hey, what's going on, guys? How's it going? Welcome back to Football Therapy with me, host Jan. I hope you guys are doing well. I really do hope that. So yeah, quick update. I'm not going to be doing a preview or review for the Chelsea game against Brighton. I need to sort of do some soul searching and find out where I stand on everything. I'm a Chelsea fan. I will almost certainly continue making Chelsea content, but I can't carry on with the normal format while the game as I know it is up in the air. I don't feel comfortable with it. It doesn't sit right with me. So I'm going to continue for the moment just reporting on what is the biggest story in my lifetime in football, and that is the European Super League and, you know, its potential ramifications on the beautiful game. There's a few things I want to update you on in today's video regarding what's going around social media, what's happening, the storm, the incredible... Between my videos giving you updates on the ESL, if you want to keep posted on updates, I would urge you to go and check out my partner for this month, OneFootball. It's completely free, it doesn't cost you anything, so it doesn't have this money obsessive thing like the European Super League, and it keeps you posted on all news regarding football. I use it every single day and you can too, so please do click the link down in the description to check out OneFootball for free. It's a great application, my friends. Alright then, let's get into it. So first and foremost, Florentino Perez has been coming out saying different things in interviews. He's said the European Super League contract is signed and it's binding and no clubs can leave, and that's been quoted by Fabrizio Romano, which of course is worrying, but people do remain hopeful in certain sectors. Fabrizio Romano has also tweeted out another quote from Florentino Perez about making games shorter. He doesn't care about football fans over the age of 24, apparently. He calls them legacy fans. He wants the new FIFA playing fans, and that's all that matters. So he's thinking of shortening the games. Who knows, might make it into a 60-minute game with 4 15-minute quarters, like American franchise sport, which ultimately is their goal for European football. Now, I'm going to get into that a little bit more in just a bit. I want to talk to you about what's happening at the moment and quote some tweets. Alex Wickham, the editor of Politico London Playbook, hearing from a source with knowledge that one of the big 6 English clubs is now seriously considering pulling out of the Super League. They are accusing Liverpool and Manchester United, the 2 clubs leading the breakaway, of lying to them and effing up. Major split in the ESL. So perhaps the rupture has already begun within the European Super League clubs. I mean, if you watched Gary Neville and Carragher and Steve Parish and even Klopp yesterday on Monday Night Football, some profound stuff, actually quite moving. I really love that clip of Steve Parish. I'll tweet it out. I'm not going to put it in this video in case I get copy striked, but when he talked about, you know, these clubs coming together and deciding they're the gilded elite and nothing will change regardless to the fact how they have a less illustrious history to the teams that have been excluded, is abhorrent to any football fan in the UK and of course Europe. So that was great. So action is being taken, and seemingly not just from football fans and football media. I'm going to cite you now more text from the Playbook giving you an idea of what's going on today. Sweet FA. Playbook understands Boris Johnson will host emergency talks with football governing bodies, including the Football Association and Premier League, as well as the fans' representatives, as Downing Street plots to block the creation of the European Super League that has engulfed the sport in crisis this week. Just before the email went out, Labour wrote to the Competition and Markets Authority to investigate whether the plan for a breakaway closed league restricting access to other teams would be illegal. Westminster has gone in very hard on the big 6 English clubs and their Super League. Next, the government will try and build an international consensus to fight the proposal that continues to dominate the political news agenda this week. Wow, Avengers Assemble. That is some serious stuff going on there. I am actually going to cite another article from The Guardian in suggesting that both Manchester City and Chelsea are the two clubs with the most major reservations regarding the Super League, and I want to run through some of that in the article with you shortly. Before that, this is not scaremongering. I want to cite something that was said on the Football Weekly podcast, and I'll be sort of paraphrasing here, but Jonathan Wilson, of course, is a journalist who I really didn't like because he'd always have a go at Lampard, unfairly, especially when Lampard was doing very well. Anyway, I digress. And he spoke about what the end game here for a European Super League is, what it could eventually become. Now, as we know, it's a closed shop franchise like American sports where, you know, you can't be relegated, you can't be promoted, and you win some new made-up trophy. There's no jeopardy, so there's no excitement and there's no history, and the excitement of playing these other European giants leaves you because it becomes the norm, so it's no longer an exciting thing, which is all pretty bad in itself. But ultimately, if you look at these owners, the Kroenkes, the Liverpool and United owners, they're all American. They all have these designs to bring in this franchise American sports style to European football. And with Florentino Perez at the helm, the Real Madrid head, his club, Real Madrid, is £1 billion in debt, and he will do anything to sort that out. So he's happy to lead this, destructive force. And some of you watching this might be in favour of the European Super League. I don't want to insult people. Everyone's got a right to their own opinion. But I am not surprised to find out that the vast majority is against it. But anyway, I want to explain. This might sound radical, and I'm not saying this is soon. This could be like in 50, 60 years' time. But, if you look at how in the US they move teams around because they want in sports teams to have one city to have one team, so they sometimes relocate teams. The European Super League, in a very small country, the United Kingdom, have 3 London teams, 2 Manchester teams, and Liverpool, so 3 teams very close in the northwest. Eventually, because they will want to do a global tour anyway, that's what Perez has always wanted, to play around the world. Don't be surprised if in 50 years' time, some of you may be dead. That sounds morbid, but they look to relocate some of the ESL teams, which by then would be WSL, not Women's Super League, World Super League. In fact, they're not even calling it the ESL right now. They're trying to call it the Super League as much as possible. So, for example, they might relocate Manchester City to New York City, Chelsea to Moscow. Now, I know there's problems there with the Chelsea pitch owners and, legality of relocating. I'm not talking about tomorrow, I'm talking about in 50 odd years. That will be the ultimate end game of this franchise football, because it optimizes it. All the new fans' legacy will be gone and history will be gone should it go ahead. I'm not saying again this happens tomorrow. I'm not even saying definitively this will happen. But with the Kroenkes moving teams around, most of the big the European Super League owners being American, this is what they've come together to do to the beautiful game. Anyway, let's go through some of that Guardian article now and find out what Manchester City and Chelsea are saying. Chelsea and Manchester City are wavering about joining the European Super League, according to a well-placed executive at another club approached to join the breakaway league. The Guardian also understands there were discussions in the wings of the UEFA Congress in Montreal on Tuesday about whether the two clubs might do a U-turn after a negative public backlash and growing pressure from governments and leagues since the announcement. Those opposed to the breakaway league believe that fewer than half of the 12 clubs are considered, quote, fanatics, end quote, who will back the league no matter what. The owners have joined because they believe that they will be financially better off, either if it goes ahead by wrangling concessions from FIFA, or reluctantly enters because they are feared they are missing out. Chelsea and Manchester City are believed to be in the latter camp. Now, it goes on in detail, this Guardian article. I'd urge you to check it out, to talk about why Chelsea sort of felt like they were pressured in. Apparently they weren't given that much time to decide and they sort of just jumped on board. Now, that is no way to get, that's not condoning that at all. In fact, it means they're probably quite cowardly. They didn't believe in it, they didn't need it, but they were scared, so they got bullied into it. Now, why do you think those two clubs aren't that interested in it? Because they're rich, because they're not in debt, the way they function, they have enough money. Roman Abramovich is doing absolutely fine, and of course Man City is state-owned, much like PSG, who also aren't in the European Super League. Of course, this is not a story of romance and feel-good cuddles, but that's the case, and even though it's questionable in some ways, it's still a positive for us fans who do not want this league to go ahead Anyway, that's all I'm going to say for the moment. I'm going to keep you posted. Like I said, I'm not going to be doing anything on the game because I feel sick with it at the moment. And again, I'm not saying I'll never cover Chelsea again, even if this goes ahead. While I feel unsettled, I can't pretend it's normal, so I won't. I'm going to be honest to you, my fan base. I've been doing this for a couple of years. My viewers mean a lot to me. I feel like I should be as honest as I can be. So yeah, that's it from me. Anyway, click the link for the OneFootball in the description. Enjoy the football. Make sure you're subscribed to keep it locked. Keep the bell notifications icon on to keep updated when this stuff breaks. And I'll see you later.
You ain't so tough with that bad boy tuck. I'ma get it how I'm living, I'ma walk the walk. Outline my lines, I rap through thought. Body bag the verse, outlined in chalk. In my life seen trouble, hustle on the double. Silence on the trigger like my pick got a muzzle. Yo chick like to guzzle, bad boy stay in trouble. I only love this paper, sorry I don't. I laugh me baby.